Okay, let's take a look at that KD ratio. We're sitting at 2.039. If you didn't see my last video, I did break the 2.0 threshold. That barrier, like the the wall of sound for the sound barrier where the Chuck Yeager broke in the Bell X1. And I attribute that accomplishment to my squad mates, the guys that I've been playing with who watch my back and revive me when I'm in trouble. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. I love playing with you. And also to my driving tanks, which is going to be the next video on proper etiquette on one thing on how to drive a tank, but also how to use it and how to set it up to get the most kills. Because when I get 60, 70 kills and only a handful of deaths, it really helps that KD ratio. Speaking of, blowing tanks, because I am good at it, no dinner required. One of you suggested that I create some merch around, blow a tank. He specifically requested a t-shirt. So there it is. It is in the merch store. Blow a tank, no dinner required. AI generated picture. I would rather use actual, human stuff, but AI is very quick and doesn't come back and demand that I pay them royalties at a later date. So it's on a t-shirt. And I also put it on a coffee cup. I think it's pretty cool. In fact, I'll probably get one myself. So there's the coffee cup. Okay, so today we're going to talk about welfare, and how it's being abused. And I first saw this several years ago, and I want to make sure I'm giving them credit. This is a YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description below. It is a recording from KLBJ News Radio in Austin, Texas on October 30th, 2013. So we're talking, 12 years ago at 7:48 a.m. The link is patched below. There's no video to this link. It's just the audio, right? You're looking at this picture of a radio and they're talking. And it really seriously changed my view of the welfare system. I've always tried to be a good Christian. I've always believed in trying to help people that are down and need help to get back on their feet. But after listening to this, it really, really changed my whole point of view. And let's get the video started again. And it also made me decide that if I were to ever run for office, and believe me, I have considered running for political office, to help try to fix some of this stuff, we've been talking about on this channel. I decided that if I run, one of my key platforms is that anybody who is on the government teat, anybody that needs government assistance, will forfeit their right to vote for the duration that they are on the government teat, plus 1 year. So if you're on it for, if you go on it today and you're on it for a year, you don't get to vote for the time you're drawing the money. And then 1 year past it. So the reason behind that, my thought process behind that, is that the Phoenicians said 3,000 years ago that democracy was doomed to fail once people learned how to vote the treasury into their pocketbook. And the fact that we have 42 million people on Snap tells me this is going on today. Now, if you need, you're hearing my squad in the background. Look, if you need help, fine, right? But know that there's a price to pay to get the help, right? So if you're on Snap, if you're collecting Snap, you don't get to vote for the politician that keeps giving you more money, right? So, the assistance is there if you need it, but I think that this would separate the people that are using welfare as their handicap or using it as a safety net versus those who truly need it, right? Look, like I said, there needs to be a safety net. I agree with it, right? I'm not a total cold-hearted bastard, but people need to, be on it as short as possible to get back on their feet and move forward with their lives. Not sit there and just keep collecting forever. When it's generational, there's a problem that needs to be addressed. So if we remove the ability of these people who are collecting this money from voting, it also takes away the incentive of the politicians to keep, feeding money into this system because they keep getting votes, right? So, as an example, if I were collecting SNAP benefits and there were two politicians and one of them was going to take it away and the other one was going to keep giving me free money, who am I going to vote for? You're going to vote for the guy that's going to keep giving you free money. So if we take away their right to vote for the duration plus 1 year, they have the ability to use the SNAP benefits or use welfare to help them get back on their feet, but they're not going to sit there and keep milking it, and politicians will be incented to get them off that program because, otherwise they lose the votes, right? So I think that's a good idea. If I ever run for Congress, and you hear somebody saying that it's going to be me, right? That's the SeaBear. So I'm going to start this welfare audio file, and I want you to listen to this girl, and I'm going to pause it because I haven't listened to it in a couple of years. So if I hear something, I'm gonna jump in. So here I'm starting it.
News Radio KLBJ
748.
Lacey is calling from Riverside. Hi, Lacey. Welcome. Lucy. You're on KLBJ.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, Lucy.
Good morning.
I just wanted to say, while workers out there and people like you that are preaching morality at people like me living on welfare, can you really blame us? I mean, I get to sit home. I get to go visit my friends all day. I even get to smoke weed. Me and people that I know that are illegal immigrants that don't contribute to society, we still going to get paid. Our check's going to come in the mail every month, and it's going to be on time, and we get subsidized housing. We even get presents delivered for our kids for Christmas. Why should I work? So you know what? Y'all get the benefit of saying, oh, look at me, I'm a better person. But when y'all send back talking about how y'all a better person because y'all go to work, we're the ones getting paid. So can you really blame us?
Are you talking on an Obama phone as well?
How much
do you... I got an Obama phone.
How much have you added up the total of what you get each month, Lucy?
No, I haven't.
But what do you get? Just quickly go down the list of the things you get from the taxpayers.
Well, I only have to pay $50 a month for rent, and it's supposed to be $600 and something. So there's $550 right there.
Yes.
I get $425 a month for food stamps. I get $150 a month paid on my electric bill. I get my cell phone, and then I get $100 a month paid towards my water.
Did you guys hear the amount of money? Now this is 2013 or 2012 money, right? 2012. So 2013. So this is like 12 years ago, right? So those numbers have gone up since then. And did you catch the part about Christmas? She's going to talk about it a little bit more. And so I definitely want you guys to take note of that.
And that's from the city of Austin?
Yes.
Do you have any kids, Lucy?
I have 3 kids.
And does your husband work?
Yeah, we got A if you guys could push B.
He'll work every now and then part-time, but he doesn't work very much.
Does he
He just doesn't really see the need for it.
Does he get benefits as well?
Yeah.
So those
are family benefits.
Those are family benefits. And Lucy is asking everyone listening right now, why should she get up and drive in the rain to work all day and pay taxes when she can get this kind of help from those of you going to work?
And I do have a question for you, Lucy. Now, from time to time, if you have an opportunity and somebody pays you cash, do you work?
Come on, bots.
I have a couple of times, yeah.
Sure.
Lucy, don't you feel guilty about gaming the system and taking everybody else's money just because you can lay down and watch TV on Riverside Drive every dang day of the year?
Smoke weed?
But if somebody offered you $1 million, would you walk away from it? I mean, it's easy to preach morality, and it's the only reason why I called. It's easy to say, well, yeah, you're making your living off of other people's backs. But, if somebody gave you $1 million and said, here, you ain't got to work for it, no strings attached, here, just take it. Do whatever you want to do with it. You would take it, too.
Mm-hmm. Lucy?
Okay, so they're not giving me $1 million all in my pocket up front, but over my lifetime, how much money is that going to be? And I don't have to work for it.
So you don't...
That's what I'm saying. Y'all can preach about morality, but the system's there. It's available, and
Yeah.
people like me, at least I'm an American citizen. What about all these people that are illegal immigrants who don't do anything at all, and they just come here and they even work and they make money, and you go down to the WIC office, and that's the other thing, WIC.
Yeah.
Over 80% of those people are not even American citizens.
How about-
we give
how
them
about-
welfare, and then they can go to college for free.
All right, did you guys hear that? Right. So not only, I mean, she's bad mouthing the illegals taking the money, but she thinks that she's entitled to this money because she's an American citizen. This and people on a previous video when I was talking about mobile home deals and how to be entrepreneurial and set yourself up as a hard money lender for mobile homes. People are saying that I was cold and heartless to take advantage of these people. Are you listening to this, girl? Seriously? Who's taking advantage of who?
Lucy,
I can't even go to college for free.
Lucy, hang on a second. How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 32.
And you, it sounds as though you intend to stay on welfare your entire life, if possible.
Yeah.
The rest of your life.
Yeah.
Were your mom and dad on welfare, Lucy?
Yeah, they did.
They were on welfare too.
That kind of makes
Do
sense.
you want your 3 children to live on welfare when they grow up?
I really don't know. I mean, if they want to work, that's fine. But I wouldn't mind if they worked. I mean,
That kind of makes me
as long as they
stupid.
can get a really good job, something they were happy with.
But don't you look at me? I get up and work every day. At my age, I'm kind of stupid then. Because I'm making all that money.
Lucy, Sam gets up at 2:30 every morning and drives in here to work.
Yeah. So I guess I'm dumb.
To do that.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
choose.
price he pays for being able to say, "Look at me, I'm a good person."
But the government
Is
puts
that
a gun to
It's all
my.
about choices. It's not that makes him bad or me bad. It's just he chooses because he has that, the thing about, look at me, I'm a good person, I go to work. And I'm on the opposite end. I see myself as a good person. I don't do anything wrong. I don't do anything hurt anybody.
You don't think it's doing anything wrong by taking all, Lucy? You don't think it's wrong by taking money from the city and the state and the federal government, other people's tax money that we put into the system, and you're taking it every month to the tune of $1,300 a month? You get I figure you get about $1,300 a month.
Well, if somebody gave you $1 million, would you take it?
I earned my money, Lucy. I
I see her point. I see her point, and we're the ones that are the saps, and it needs to stop. Now, if your money was cut off, would you get up and go to work?
Yeah, if it was cut off, I would have
I didn't know
to.
I could do that. I just got
Did you hear that? So as long as the system is going to continue to feed this girl and give her free housing and free food and she's going to keep taking it. She's going to keep milking the system. As long as it's here, as long as there's no change, we're the suckers. She's going to sit there and not just her mother or her parents and her kids are going to be on this system. There has to be some changes, and I'm sick and tired of hearing politicians saying that we're cold and heartless. That conservatives are cold and heartless, wanting to, make children starve if we cut this funding. It's a crock of shit. These people are milking the system. They are using the safety net as a hammock, and this has got to stop.
Well, I think that's what needs to happen, because we're dumb. See, the government puts a gun to my head, and with the promise of imprisonment if I don't pay taxes. Does anybody put a gun to your head to take that money? Nope.
Nope.
And
There you go.
if you find that guy who's going to give us $1 million, call us. Tell us.
Ed's
Tell
tired
us.
of working.
Yeah, tell that guy to call me.
Lucy, I do appreciate your honesty. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many people?
I mean, that's my whole point. If I was in a position where I had to work, I mean, that might be a different story. But not only do I not have to work, they're always, when you're in these programs, they're always coming to you and offering you more programs, and a lot of times, shit, they'll even pay you to go to these programs. Hey, we'll give you some money, we'll give you this, we'll give you that.
Oh, we both got
So they encourage you to stay on the programs, and then if you do try to get off of them, they
won't know why.
penalize you anyway. Well, if you go out and you make $10, they're going to deduct $20 for you making that 10. So you really can't get off of it. And then, say someone like me wants to go to work. Well, then if I went to work, every dime I would make would go to child care anyway. So why work?
Man, Lucy.
Well, it's a vicious circle.
Lucy.
It's a vicious circle. I certainly understand.
It's not a vicious circle, Sam.
It is, Ed. It's because we have a government that gives Lucy everything she needs, and because they want your vote, don't they, Lucy?
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Lucy,
If that doesn't make your head spin,
get
out
a better
of control.
example for your children, Lucy, please. We need that in our society.
All right, 7:55 now at KLBJ. You can get in here and join us as well. 512-836-0590.
Okay, so there it was, right? Somebody buys her Christmas, and after I heard that part at the beginning about, how do they buy Christmas? She'll go to, these people will go to like churches and put their kids' wants up on those Christmas trees. And then, the Christian people will feel sorry for these poor kids that aren't getting Christmas, so then they go out and buy the kids Christmas. So these lazy fucks, pardon my French, these lazy people, they don't care. They don't care about their kids. They don't care because everybody's buying it for them. And anytime anybody questions it, anybody that says, hey, we need to have reform, all of a sudden they're cold and heartless and we're going to starve the kids. Just like when the government shutdown happened a little while ago and 42 million people on SNAP benefits weren't getting their money. 42 million people. Oh my God, we're starving people. No, you're going to force these people to go get a job. You heard from her own mouth, that if the system wasn't there, that she would go get work, and her husband could go get work. We're talking two able-bodied people that are sitting there milking the system, taking your money, and using it to smoke dope, watching Price is Right with their friends, rather than getting up and going to work, and they call you the sucker for doing it. This is the shit that needs to change. And this is why I said if I ever run for office, anybody that's on the take like this, anybody that's milking the system, forfeits their right to vote. And that will change the politicians' view. This will change the politicians, giving this money to earn their vote, right? That's what's going on. These people are buying, the politicians are buying the vote with these benefits. These people will continue to vote for whoever will continue to give them money. And we need to change that. And there needs to be some serious legislation about that. And that's why I said, if you vote, and this is the second tank I blew too, man. Blow a tank, no dinner required. But I mean, this shit's got to stop. And right here, this is one of my guys, man. People everywhere. We managed to rescue him, and then we both died. But so I mean, this is the shit that really has changed my view on a lot of things. And we're starting to recycle the video, and it's got to stop, people. It has to stop, and I don't know how else to do it, right? If you guys have, look, I'm all ears. If you guys have a better idea on how to get these able-bodied people, these leeches on our society. If you have a better idea on how to get them off from welfare and get the politicians behind it so that they're not continuing to throw money and buying votes, if you have a better idea than mine, I want to hear it. Please put it in the comments below. We're running about on time. This is you guys don't ever call me that I'm taking advantage of these people. If I'm trying to help them get a place to live at a reasonable cost. When they're the ones taking advantage of you. It's human nature, right? People will play things. It's like water, right? Water will always take the path of least resistance. Always. It's the same thing here. People will take the path of least resistance. If they can sit at home, smoke dope, and watch Price is Right forever, and people are going to keep giving them money, they're going to keep doing it. So, if you force them to go, look, if you cut them off, they want to eat. They're going to get their ass out there and eat. So, by the way, on this game footage, I wish I'd captured the end. I was the number one guy with no tank required. This was pure squad work here. But anyways, that's this rant on welfare abuse, and I want to hear comments. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say, and please like the video. Like, if you watch this thing and you don't think it's like, makes you want to vomit in your mouth, give me a like button, right? It helps the algorithm. It helps this channel grow. So please give me a like. I love the comments. Please comment. I read every one of them. And as long as you're civil and nice, I'm civil and nice. You want to be a dick, I'm going to be a dick. That's the way this kind of works. Do unto others. And so please like, share, and subscribe. Pass this on to everyone. The original video, I only had like 400 or 500 subscribers, so it really didn't get a lot of play. So, pass this around. Let people hear how these people are abusing the system. And we got to force a change, okay? I don't care who's in office, but we got to force a change. We got to force these politicians to stop milking these people for votes and buying the votes with SNAP benefits. 42 million. Are you hearing? 42 million. And elections are won or lost by a couple hundred thousand. We need to fix this. So, anyways, that's this week's. This is my rant for the week. So this is SeaBear out.